exactly from this experience exchange. Thank you very much.
I would like then I think you're going to succeed. And I think this is a good start for Georgia. Also, I know that your country is the first mover advantage about and on behalf of the conference, we have a small gift. You can open it later. This is traditional Turkish. Okay. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's move to next speaker. This time we're going to speak about Portugal. I would like to invite Mr. Gonzalo Cacheiro.
Well, first a word to the conference organization. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for invited me to give a little insight about what's happening in Portugal and in this area. And a second word to Georgia. It was a very impressive presentation. I hope the vision will get to materialize. And I was not only excited with the presentation of the citizen card and all of the services, but also with the citizen shop, everything in the same place. Because I really think the way to get to the population is not only with the, well, e-services is good, but to get to all the population, the citizen shop and the different organization is the best way. Okay, so about Portugal, we have the citizen cards put in place in 2007, so it's been 3-4 years. Our challenges are somehow different. We are working on the dissemination of the card. So I will give a bit of insight of what happened in the last 5 years and then go on to what our current goals are regarding the digital ID. So back in 2004, 2003, 2005, we had this vision to place the citizen, to make the administration more citizen-centric. And this means that, well, it's good to get all the administration in one place and I go in and I have the social security and the tax and the justice. But what I really want is, if I want to buy a house, I want my own counter. I want the organization to organize itself according to my needs and not according to the kind of state that you have. So that's citizen-centric. So I want a place where I can go, maybe online, maybe offline, but a place where I can go and start my own company to buy a house. If I lost my wallet, I want to take care of everything in one place and not being jumping from a counter to another. So this was the vision. And we wanted really agile and really without bureaucracy. So to get hold of this vision, we needed like 3 or 4 different things that were put in place. First of all, a simplification agenda. We needed everyone to sit at the same table, regardless of which state department they were in, and get a hold of a simplification agenda, an annual simplification agenda, that the benefits could be put in place in order to simplify the administration. And of course, you needed to improve collaboration. We cannot shut down our old administration in one day and put a new one in another day. And that's obviously a metaphor with the photograph there. It's Brasilia. They were able to build their capital in order to be their public administration center. We cannot afford that kind of investment, and really our public administrations are in there for dozens of years, so we cannot afford to just shut one down and have a new one the next day. And of course you needed to do that by engaging the public officers. Nothing is done without them, and maybe the change starts in each one of them. So when I was talking about the simplification agenda, many of the ideas came from the public officers that were in the citizen shops, that were really technical places. There were prize monies to the best ideas, and they really felt engaged in our agenda. And of course, this could only mean for the citizen and for the enterprise to have a common face, not only online, but also in the citizen shops that we put out the country. And those citizen shops, and this is important, the first citizen shop in Portugal is from back in 1999, but it was like a shopping center. I entered and I had all my estate there in different counters. And if you enter a citizen shop today in Portugal, you'll see something like, I lost my wallet counter, I want to make my own company counter, I want to buy a house. And that's the second generation citizen shop, and that's what I was talking about, that is really citizen-centric and business-centric, because I don't care that to buy a house I have to pay taxes to my municipality and to my tax office, and that I have to register my house in the justice. I really don't care about that. The citizens don't care about it, and cutting the red tape is to have everything in one place according to my needs and not according to the state's organization. And how did we were able to achieve these kind of goals? Well, we had some key enablers like the citizen card, of course, and that's where I will be focusing next. But interoperability platform, knowledge network that really engages the public officers, where they can exchange best practice, where they have communities of practice to exchange knowledge between them without any top organization administrator being there to withhold, like see what people are doing. They organize themselves in communities of practice. So these were some of the key enablers that we put in place to achieve those kind of goals. And focus on our citizen card. Well, like the Georgia, it's a physical and digital document with two certificates, one for authentication and one for signature. It's only contact, not contactless. At those times, the contactless was very, very expensive, and we have to think about it in the future. It replaced 5 cards, so the national identity card, the tax card, the social security, and voters and health card. So it was a big change, not only in the citizen's wallet, but also in the collaboration needed in the public administration, and used. Imagine this: that the law that actually gave value to electronic documents was there since 1999, quite ahead of its time, for sure. And we only had to use that and give a certificate to each citizen. Our population is about 10 million. 6.2 million people have already the citizen card. We are growing at 1.4, 1.2 a year. So we expect to get all the population really soon. As I said, it represents a high level of cooperation between public bodies, not only because of the 5 citizen cards, but right now because the card is really the authentication mechanism to many e-services. And this was a study made last year, which really, this kind of stuff really gives us the power to go on. You see, we studied the perceived quality of our citizen card, and the results were that the people who still didn't have the citizen card thought less about it. So when they went to get the citizen card, they really it was better than their best expectations because of these services that were available to them, and because of the quality of the card. So during these years from 2004 to 2009, 2010, everything got easier for the citizen. Before that, well, we had already the e-services online with username and password, of course. It's kind of a matter of the chicken or the egg, who was born first. We already had the e-services. And so when I went to some portal, I said, well, I'm Jose, I'm a taxpayer number 202, etc., etc. And I received my credential by mail. And when I went to the Social Security with another number, then the credential went by mail to my house too. And for the municipalities, usually they went by email. So all of these kinds of credentials that were really a mess got in the garbage right now. And today's available public services allow me to make a company online. In just 20 minutes, you can set up a business in Portugal. You can schedule a medical appointment. You can make a police complaint. You can pay your taxes. You can get your social security on unemployment. So it really got easier for the citizens. And I think that this is really cutting the red tape and reducing administrative costs for us. So my question now is, and let's go to our goals right now, is this enough? Do we really think that what we've come to is enough for our citizens? And my answer is no. I don't think that the EID, the citizen card, is easy to use. It's still, well, right now it's seamless to most of the most important portals, but it was not seamless then, and it still has some ways to get improved. It's not really used in business because most of the time the worst critic that we have, they say that, well, this is my credential as a citizen, but it's not ensuring that I'm an administrator of my company, that I'm the CEO. It's not telling me I'm a doctor or that I'm an engineer. And so we have still many projects to go on in the future. And why is not, again, the easiness to use? I still have to make downloads of middleware. I still have to know my operating system when I'm going to choose the middleware I want to use. So it's still not for everyone. We still have a long way to go. So I will talk about those projects that are running right now to see our answers to these kind of goals. So, and this is not very different about what is being done in Europe. One national identity provider that's able to communicate with Stork, single sign-on between portals. If I jump from my citizen portal to my tax portal, I don't want to put my credentials again. I want middleware without any software download that is seamless to use for anyone. When you enter the portal, it should self-install the software, and as you put your citizen card in your computer, and of course in the future having my professional attributes available. So the national identity provider gave us the answer to the seamless authentication and gave us the answer to all the privacy and security controlled centrally. So I'll just, this is the image of the data flow of the identity provider. So if you are on an organization web portal, you delegate the authentication to this identity provider, and he gets all the attributes that you asked in your organization portal for you. So after the citizen gets the PIN number, the authentication and the signature, it gets all the attributes and the credentials to the organization portal. So this kind of delegation that is going to be, I'll give you an example right now, really made a difference in the easiness to use of our citizens' citizen card. So this is the tax portal in Portugal. I'll press I'll do just a quick demonstration. I'll press the citizen card button to log in. This now is already the identity provider, which has the same colors of the tax portal where it was redirected from. It asks for the credential, it asks for the PIN, it's getting the attributes for that they were asked for the tax portal, and it gets back to the tax portal with those attributes, with the credential for someone to be logged in. So it's seamless now for the most important portals, but that was an important step for us. So the single sign-on just came after this because it uses the same identity provider. It was an easy integration. And of course, if you have a central identity provider that's trying to get usability up for your citizens, then you can get projects like this, a new middleware without any software download. And first of all, a special thanks to Belgium, if anyone is there, because we are really trading some source code and getting the project with a lower budget. I think this will make also a difference, because in Portugal, the statistics of using internet are not that good. Well, in Europe, they are not that good. The last statistics I saw, 30% of Europeans have never been to internet. So if you have 30% of a population that has never been in internet, you cannot expect them to, the first time they download the middleware, they use a citizen card, they know their PIN, they know how to use any services. So you really have to make things seamless and simpler. So this new middleware that doesn't require any download, actually, it's open source, so you can ask us for the code. It's really based on collaboration. The source code is available in Portugal, and there is a prize money for anyone who can, for the first guy who gets some security bug. So ask us for the code, and that's an invitation for you all. And I think this will make some difference. And of course, not only do we need this identity provider as citizen card, I don't think that this will be the only authentication form in the future. So we are working with a mobile company operating in Portugal to get some kind of federation of the phone with our identity provider and the citizen card. Maybe this will be important in a couple of years. And of course, the biggest critic of our citizen card is being taken care of right now. It's a common project between my agency and Multicert. And I really hope that as an engineer or as an architect or as a doctor, I will be able to use my citizen card in the future and sign as with my professional attributes and not just as a citizen. And that will really make some kind of boost for the usage of the citizen card in business. But for that, we have a session later this afternoon where I will talk about that. So a final reminder, and maybe this is a message to Giorgio also, is that there are so much more than the citizen card itself, and so much more than just these services. I need incentives to the adoption of these services. So if you are building some tax online, make it cheaper for someone to get their tax delivery online, or for example, for Portugal, it's 50% cheaper to get a company, to set up a company online than it is to go to a citizen shop and setting up a company. It's 50% cheaper to make an appointment to a public doctor online than it is presentially. So all these kind of things around the citizen card, like the usability, the interoperability with other countries, the availability of infrastructure to work and Portugal hasn't done a very good job there to get some card readers in every home. This is all important, and this is, I think there is much more than a citizen card itself in order to get a more citizen-centric public administration. So this was my final message, and thank you very much.
Hello? Yes. Any questions, please? Okay. Then I would like to say the following. I'm very impressed to see that you have 7 million users. I mean, the population of Portugal is 11. I also know that you have worked very hard, to simplify things. And also, the most fantastic, which I've seen in Portugal, is to have 5 cards in one. I mean, you can use the same card for doing your taxes, the social insurance, and so on. It's very impressive. And I know that you have worked very hard, I mean, you were one of the 5 first countries in Europe to implement this. Mm-hmm. And I think you started already in 2002.
We started to study the project in 2005-2006, and the first citizen card was out in 40th of February in 2007.
Okay.
So it was a 2-year project
Okay.
till the first citizen card.
So I have one question. How fast did you roll out the cards to the citizens? I mean, the 7 million, national ID cards.
So 7 million, it was in, I would say 6 million in 3 years, less than 3 years. The first year and a half, we are just issuing cards in the parts of Portugal